back for another episode of the Sand Shark Rewind. I am your host, Brackin Lambert, alongside my co-hosts, Justin, Jarrett, and Wes Kerr. Fellas, it has been a weekend full of Sand Shark athletics, and it is continuing. We are not my usual setup. We are here in Gainesville, Florida, with track and field. So we've got a full slate to talk about today. We're a few minutes behind because track and field athletes got to eat. So we got back from dinner, but how you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic.
You're
awesome.
You're fighting that hotel Wi-Fi. I've been there and done that. That's no fun.
Is it bad?
You're freezing up on us a little bit. Just a little, but it'll be okay. It'll probably level out. It could be on my end too, but no, I'm doing well. Had a great time in the Cove yesterday. Been
fantastic
caught up on some stuff today. Oh my gosh, Unbelievable.
Yeah. So you guys will probably see a couple of coaches come in. My room was the only one who had a key when we got here at 3:00. So Coach Harris and everybody's got their stuff over here. So when you see bags flying everywhere, we'll have Coach Harris on in the second half of the show. You can hear him in the background probably a little bit, but
not really. No.
Well, let's get started, guys. Let's talk some men's golf.
Yeah.
They kicked off their weekend at the Savannah Intercollegiate, and our freshman Ellis Bright, man, he finished tied for 15th overall, one over for the tournament, and the team finished tied for fifth out of 13 teams. So it's great to see those guys back out on the links and putting up some solid numbers.
Excellent show.
I got to talk with Ellis recently. I wrote a story for Local Life magazine about the men's golf program and about the golf program in general and all the international flavor. I mean, they've got like every continent represented, almost like 8 or 9 countries represented on the roster. And Ellis was one of the guys that Coach had me talk with, and really sharp young man. Really enjoyed speaking with him. Loves being here, loves having the opportunity to play collegiate golf in the U.S. And that was something that he was kind of late to the sport as far as like wanting to get to the top level. I think he said he didn't start until he was like middle school age for us, 13, 14 years old. And he immediately knew like he wanted to try to go play in America, and leaned into it, like found an agency that helps kids get recruited over there, and just was just drawn by the area, the quality of golf courses, Coach Cottrell, and just his philosophy, and he's got that background in mindset and mental training, and that was a big appeal to him. So, but no, I'm excited to see Ellis play well, man, because I got to talk with him the other day out at Oldfield, and he's a great young kid.
Yeah, he's a great kid, and enjoyed getting to spend some time with him. It's those smaller sports that you don't get a lot of time with, unfortunately, because they're off campus. So here are all the coaches. Here, I'll turn the camera and so everybody can say hey. All the coaches, Coach Larry Campbell, Coach Harris, Coach hey. So we'll have Coach
LK, the GOAT.
So there's Larry.
Larry Kimball cameo, the GOAT.
That's
right.
He's
good
done
stuff.
some
We'll see you in a
outstanding
few.
work
All
for
right.
our community, not just with USCB, but he's been helping shine a light for the Lowco for elite runners. We've had a couple of some professional races come around here. We've had a 5K, we've had some half marathon, full marathons over here, it's been really cool. To see the cream of the crop come here to race for some high stakes. So we appreciate all that you do, Coach Kimball, for that and for USCB.
Wes, I just got to tell you, because I know you were at both the half marathons. 2 weeks ago, I was down in Orlando. I was on the jury of appeals for the Olympic marathon trials. And the 3 guys that made the Olympic team all ran our race in Hardyville. And one of the women ran our race in Hardyville.
Awesome.
And I went to one of the guys, the coach of both Connor Mance and I went to him and I said, I'm Larry Kimball. I put on the race, and I was one of the people that put this race on. And they said, our guys just loved your race, so they want to come back and do the same thing. And I said the same thing to Dakota Lindworm's coach, who finished third. And she also was third in our race. So it's really kind of neat how that all transpired. So we got to do it again, got to get you to cover it again.
We're in on it. Anytime, Coach. Anytime you call, we answer.
And I also talked to Harry Williams the other night at the ACL meeting, and I told him the story as well. And he said, we want it back in Hardyville. So we'll see what happens.
Outstanding. Always love to catch up with you, Coach. Coach them up this weekend.
We will. All right. Talk to you guys later. All right.
Legend. Michael Wallace.
Michael Wallace weighing in.
Yeah, Michael Wallace weighing in.
Blast from the past. The
legend.
Yeah,
always great.
Kimball is the best, man. He just brings big energy, great energy.
Yeah.
Oh, I love, he's still in the office. He's coming to the office, 3 or 4 times a week, if not more, and borrows my key to get into Coach Terrica's office. It's great having Larry around. He was there when I was a student. But yeah, we can wrap up golf. But I mean, good numbers, I think, overall around. Nikolai Holm played very well, finished tied for 17th. Is that the LK 5K?
That's the LK 5K medal, baby. That's where I PR'd. I ran that course every day on campus, and then I ran like a 22:07. I was flying on that thing. It was a little short, but I was flying.
Yeah, we need to get the LK 5K back up and running. So, but yeah, man, I mean, golf's gonna have. That was a great tournament. Last couple weeks ago they played in the Thomas Sharkey individual, and it was nothing but stacked D1 schools. And USCB was the only D2 school. Augusta was there, but I was told that Augusta qualifies as a D1 school in men's golf. So
yeah, they do. Yeah, they've been D1 for a long time in men's golf. In fact, maybe won a national championship a few years back. Wow.
Did not know
when
that.
It was. I think that was when it was Augusta State. But yeah, they're loaded.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's gonna be great. We host our home tournament in a couple weeks out at Oldfield. So if you're out and you want to catch some collegiate golf, man, Oldfield's a beautiful course. I've only gotten to see the first few holes and the back range where USCB takes their driving range practice. But man, it is something beautiful. Just those first couple holes that I get to see.
You could spend all day out there, have a great day, and not pay any attention to the golf. It's just a beautiful, beautiful place to hang out. And there's some spots on the golf course too that are really spectator friendly and really fun. On the back nine, number 11 is a long par 5 with a kind of tucked green, tucked back in the corner. So you get some opportunities where people go for it and try to set up an eagle chance. So that's a fun place to stand. And then the next tee is the short par 4 where you can drive it over the water. It's a big risk reward. All the college guys do it. The duffers are a little afraid to do it, but the college guys will all drive it over the water and try to drive the green, and you may end up in the massive bunker around it, but that makes for some interesting second shots and stuff too. So there's a bunch of spots though. That spot, and then 18 is a wonderful finishing hole too. So a great spot to watch them finish up. But that whole golf course is just really beautiful, and the fox squirrels are running all over the place. The natural beauty of the Lowco is really on display.
Yeah, it's great to have a home meet as well, because you talk about these guys traveling so often to play at all these different spots, but it's special to see him play right here and to have that home meet just a few steps down the road, I guess you could say, over there at Oldfield. So great to see that.
Well, it's great also because the girls play starting tomorrow. It's not a home meet, but they're a home tournament there, but they're playing out at either Moss Creek or Palmetto Dunes for the Battle of Hilton Head, hosted by Barton College. So
yeah, I saw that and I didn't know where it was being played, so I was going to look that up. But yeah, Battle of Hilton Head. I wanted to see who all was going to be in that thing.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a fun one. They go out there tomorrow. I'll go out there Tuesday before baseball. Tuesday's gonna be a packed day, man. Get some golf and get some baseball in there. But yeah, everybody's in full swing now, man.
Knee deep in transition in the crossover season. One time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? Now that after that first opening weekend, it's kind of slowed. After opening weekend, it's slowed down. It's
much more manageable. Yeah. We just got one more basketball home game left, and then the baseball, softball's kind of lightened up. The softball's been on the road recently, and baseball had a couple of road games as well. So it was good to get through that first week of February or that last week of January into February, and now things are starting to smooth out as we get further on.
So our special guest for tonight is here a little early. We good with keeping in talk track and field real quick, talk shop, and then talk basketball.
Yeah. One quick note: the battle at Hilton Head is being played on the RTJ course at Palmetto Dunes, which is a great course.
Robert Trent Jones. Yep.
Yeah.
Right, cool. Well, then I will make sure our Abby's going to head out there. Our student photographer, student worker, man, she's
phenomenal. By the way, phenomenal.
Yeah, she's feeling under the weather these last couple of days, and she's made it in and still coming out there and getting our games. So shout out to Abby for everything that she's done so far this year.
I wasn't trolling you with that phenomenal, by the way. That was a genuine phenomenal.
I haven't been using it.
I know. I just realized it after the fact that you might have thought I was poking at you there, but I wasn't.
Yeah, I completely over my head. But I'm going to welcome in my next door neighbor in the office. Can we change the layout, JJ, so we can get more?
We can try to figure out how to do that.
Here, let's see.
Nope, that didn't help.
No,
there we go. We can do that. We'll just get rid of our lower third. How about that?
Yeah, we'll get rid of the lower third for a minute. Right there.
There we go. Welcome back, Terica. I think I said your name wrong the first time I said it on TV, so I apologize for that.
It's okay. You got it right this time.
Tarika.
Oh yeah, it's common. That's common. I get Tarika a lot.
Yeah. Well, Terica, nonetheless, you are new to USCB this season, and so this is like your first competitive season, sort of. I guess you had cross country, but your first like track season, and that's really your jam. So how's it going out there on the road with the track and field squad?
It's going good. I think I have saw them progressively get better each meet. So I think that's exciting, not only for me as a coach, but for them as athletes, just to see that it may started off kind of rocky or they were a little nervous after the first meet, but they saw that every meet they have gotten better. So it's going good. Like we're just hitting indoor season. We still have a whole outdoor season. So, I had to keep reminding them that you have a whole outdoor season. So you can see the progress indoor, but you still have more to come. So it's going really well. We're just taking it one meet at a time, one practice at a time, honestly, and just trying to build up day by day.
And this is a big one. You got the conference Peach Belt Championship meet coming up.
The inaugural one. Inaugural indoor.
The very first one.
Nice.
Yeah. I was telling my athletes, I'm like, if y'all want to make some history, tomorrow's the time. It's the inaugural indoor Peach Belt conference. So do your best.
How's everyone feeling? How are the vibes?
The vibes are good. I think they're excited. They're relaxed. They had a couple of days off, kind of recover. So I think like last week we didn't go too hard at practice or go too hard in weights. So they feel good, like their bodies feel good. So I think that's one good thing. Like going into a competition, going into any meet, especially a championship meet, you just want to feel good. So I think for right now, we went to the track today and had a shakeout just to kind of get our bodies moving from riding on the bus for so long and also being off the last couple of days. So most of my athletes said they felt good, they felt strong, they felt bouncy and fast. And so they're just ready. They're ready for tomorrow. I think they're excited.
Heck yeah. What was that team meal that we heard about? Where'd we go?
The team meeting?
Team meal. Where'd we go for that team meal?
Oh, we went to Olive Garden. That's a staple. Pasta.
Gotta load up on the carbs.
On the carb, you already know the carbs are go-to. They complain sometimes. They're like, "Oh, Olive Garden again," and I'm like, "Again, yes." It's
Yes.
options for everybody. So it's
Yeah.
always a good meal. They fill up on salad and bread and soup.
Breadsticks.
Can't beat those unlimited breadsticks.
You can't. So and they good. So they should be real good and carved up for tomorrow.
And they were fresh tonight too. They were bringing them out every time.
Yeah.
They were so good.
Oh yeah. How's our guy Kimball doing? I love to see him back involved with the program, and I know, like, just from being around him for so long, you have to love just being able to absorb all his knowledge and stories. And I mean, this guy's got a story for everything.
Not only does he have a story for everything, he knows everybody. We go when we was in cross country, we go to every meet. He's talking to somebody. The athletes would be like, Coach Kimball knows everybody. I'm like, he's been in this a long time, but he's also so knowledgeable. Like, if you just be around Coach Kimball, he loves everything, not only cross country and track. Like the other day, he was up to 4 a.m. watching the marathon, watching a run. So like, Coach, if you need any questions about the sport, or he can pull up facts out his brain from like 1970, he'd be like, 1975, they ran this. And I'm like, Coach, I didn't know that, but now I know. So he's great to have. And the athletes love having him around because he is so knowledgeable. And a lot of our distance runners have been, seeing improvement in their time. So I think they feel good too, having him around.
Yeah, hey, man, he got me running a 22:07 5K, so he can do miracles with some college athletes. That was a long time ago, though. That was a minute ago. That was in the Larry Kimball 5K.
I know. Yeah, I know. He's probably a little more chill now than what he was. He go a little easy on him probably now.
Probably, yeah. He's in his grandpa phase, definitely.
Yeah, he just said he's turning 75. He's about to turn 75
next month.
March 13th. Yep.
His grandpa era. His grandpa era.
Yeah, but he's good. He's great to have around. That's for sure.
Yeah, what a great addition. Someone you can learn a lot from, and it's that walking encyclopedia. They can tell you whatever you need to know about this USCB program. But tell me more about tomorrow. What you're looking for your squad, and some names that could really stand out from the rest of the competition as you look to make history tomorrow at the Peach Belt Championships.
Yeah, so I know for myself, I just want my athletes to compete and feel good. So that's like the main goal. Their first indoor, some of them their first indoor conference championships. I have a lot of freshmen, a few good freshmen on the team as well who've never competed in indoor. So this was their first season in indoor. So just for them to get in and feel good. But if you're looking like on the stats right now, as far as like the top, 3, 4, because they're scoring only top 6. Typically indoor and outdoor, they score top 8. But they're only doing top 6 now. So I have a jump. Cam Edwards, if y'all see him around, he's a long and triple jumper. He had the school record in triple. He should, I'm looking to see what he does when he's in that time of competing. He's top 4 right now in long and triple, but I definitely see him, rising up to at least top 2. I know he can do, top 2. So that's looking for. He's also high jumping too, and he hasn't high jumped all year. But he is a high jumper. So I'm looking for him to maybe, shock us with, scoring in the top 3, top 4, even in high jumping, with him not doing it all season. So that's exciting. I have a few others. I got Lee. She's a hurdler for me. She's a 200-meter runner. She's in contention to score in the 200 as well. And she's also in contention to score top 3 in the 60-meter hurdles. So that should be good as well to look forward to. Mike Martello, he's number 3 right now, I think, in weight throw, but he definitely, if he puts it all together and it comes together, we can bring a championship, a gold medal in the weight throw with Mike. I think that's his goal too. So we're just trying to support them. I think where they're placed at right now, they kind of like understand like that's kind of where they at, or if they can get a few more spots ahead, that'll be even better. So that's kind of what we're looking at. Overall, though, I'm hoping that everybody be able to even PR a little, even if even if they don't score it. It's it's that field of I'm competing. It's a championship. I'm trying to put my best on the floor. So even if I can see everybody progress just a little, that's kind of the goal. But honestly, at the end of the day, I just want them to stay healthy and make it through the meet because, like I said, we do have outdoor season. So I'm like, don't kill yourself, don't hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the championship, but we only take a little break and then we're back moving. So that's kind of it.
You just want something positive to take out of it that you can maybe carry into the outdoor season, roll over into it, and have a good mind frame going in. So, well, best of luck tomorrow, Coach, and we'll definitely be looking out for some history to be made from USCB
Yeah.
indoor track and field. Good
Of
stuff.
course. Thanks for having me, y'all.
Anytime. We enjoy it.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Anytime.
Thank you.
Love my
that.
neighbor. Love my
Oh,
neighbor.
big energy from that one.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
She's great.
She's awesome. Terica's really cool. I'm excited for the future of that program. Going to be able to attract some more talent, and especially after they get through the transition years here and are fully competing in D2. You know, I think that'll open the floodgates. So good stuff. Good stuff. You want to talk some hoops?
Let's talk some hoops. That was the transition. We had a great transition, and then all of a sudden, just like last time, we talked two different ways and then walked right into something else. So that's okay. But yeah, let's talk some hoops, man. Holy smokes.
Well, went for women. That was
women's highlights?
Yeah, let's talk women's
what a win. Okay, so I just want to put this in perspective for people because I didn't properly do it during the broadcast. This team beat us by 65 points at their place. You're not supposed to be able to avenge a 65-point loss in the same season. It's unbelievable what the turnaround that they've had
in sports. Like to see that kind of just margin turnaround from one. I mean, there's only a few examples I'm thinking of, but it's rare. It's rare to see something like that.
It's unheard of and unbelievable. And I mean, I think it says a couple of things. One, it illustrates how banged up USCB was early in the Peach Belt schedule. And then secondly, I think it illustrates the growth that this team has shown. I mean, and thirdly, I would say it illustrates the genius of Sharon Versif, because she told me after the game, our game plan was we're going to give up twos, not threes. They killed us with threes up there. We're not going to let them do it again. If they beat us inside, so be it. And they were 0 for 17 from three. So, I mean, you talk about executing a game plan. Holy cow. That is.
Yeah, that's how it's done. That's tremendous. Speaks to the coaching of Versif and how she was able to, make adjustments and find ways for her team to excel down the stretch. And man, being able to pull out these close games, that is an important skill to have this time of year. And I mean, we talked about the significance of this win, and obviously the genuine emotion celebration was great to see after they got it done. But just one made three for USCB. That was Brielle Barlow. Had herself a heck of a game. She was sensational.
She had that mid-range going. And then she was a homecoming queen candidate.
That's right.
She was, yeah. And she was. If you saw that part of the men's game, she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not dressing up. I'm wearing sweats."
No, she was in the sweatsuit. I was like, "Hold on." She was standing at the front of the line. I was like, "Hold on, are you part of this procession of lovely young women in ball gowns?" And she's like, "Yep."
And then, how about the free throw shooting? 84%, and they were perfect for the first three quarters. You talk about how much those points matter down the stretch and able to knock down foul shots. And they've really improved in that area. That's really a key factor of why they won that game. They're able to get to the line, and you got to cash in and make those free throws. So good for them. Janiyah Hayward, perfect 5 for 5, and what a tremendous game in all aspects. She was, active on the glass and playing well defensively. Picked up a couple steals, and that's someone who has grown. I mean, a great example of how this team has grown. She's grown with the group, and Michaela Primo certainly, she's had better afternoons or evening from what we saw, but she was still, solid and did what she needed to do for the team. Got a couple of boards and, just some key plays. And I just loved her energy, her enthusiasm, her hustle out there on the court. She's really starting to find it, but great effort all around. And that's a really, really good North Georgia team that they beat out there on the floor. So
really
I mean, that's it's a big win, and it puts them right back in the chase for 8th place in the conference. Still a lot of work to do, but it gives them an opportunity now heading into USC Aiken.
Yeah, it puts it back in reach. I wanted to say about Primo, she didn't have the offensive game that she did last time out, but she made like 3 quick ones early, and then they decided they were going to make somebody else beat her. and they put that 1-3-1 zone in, and they were long at the top of it, and they were just going to deny her all day. And but at the other end, 0 for 17 from 3, Primo has a lot to do with that, because that girl is nasty on the perimeter, just all over you.
Yeah, and I think it also like puts into perspective how difficult the Cove is a place to play now. Like, and we'll talk this as it goes on for the rest of the, until we move into the next arena. And I said this, next time we build it, we just need to build up, because we need to be on top of everybody. Like, that's what
that's what I said. Like the new gym in Baylor, where they built it straight up. It's steep and the crowd's on top of you. I love it.
But I mean, it's loud as all get out in there. It is so loud, and it's like, I mean, I'm standing, I'm moving around all over the place, trying, just making sure everything's running smoothly. And, I have our student workers like talking in my ear, and I still can't hear them. And it's not
I have
really
to yell at when I'm broadcasting, because to be able to hear myself and my partner, like it gets loud in there. That men's game, it was raucous.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, just like look at the growth. I mean, we've said every home game Versup's team's been in it. There hasn't been many.
Georgia Southwestern.
Western was the only game that they were really out of.
Yeah.
It was just a tough game. But every other game.
That's because I wasn't there.
That's we're gonna call it that one, that you weren't there for that one. But I mean, every other game, that was. That was the anomaly. Every other game they've been in within single digits, or the score might be a little bit more than what the game actually was. It was the free throws at the end of the game that kind of put it away further score wise. But man, this team's just fun to watch.
It's a hostile environment.
And just to think
the Harris girls are there, especially.
Just to think of what they're doing with all the injury adversity.
When Nala
Jay's daughters they're hostile toward the opponent.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny, man.
Look, with the limited depth that they have, what they're doing is just incredible.
Yeah.
And to see not just the key scorers and those top players, but also some of the others. Like Coffee's always brought some good energy when she's been playing. I've enjoyed watching her out there. A couple
Aria Garrett's post defense yesterday was huge. She didn't show up in the box score really, but the job she did on the Eminer kid, the freshman, who was terrific, by the way. Like, that's as good a female post player as I've seen in a long time, and she's a freshman. She's really good. But the job that Aria did on her, just bodying her up, because nobody else could guard her. She was eating everybody's lunch. But Aria did a really nice job on her.
Yeah, and you can tell how banged up.
Huge to have Tanaya playing well. She was an important difference maker.
Instant offense.
So efficient.
Man, those steals, man. She's just lightning quick, man. But I mean,
instant
it also
offense.
Like you mentioned how like Ari doesn't get a lot of minutes, and she's making the most of it. Same way with Ella, making the most of those minutes that they're in there. And you can just tell how banged up the Sand Sharks are. I mean, like, Shania is dealing with a knee injury, a nagging knee injury right now. She's got that big brace on there. And there's a couple times that she got knocked down and, was, taking a few extra seconds to get up. It's tough when your depth. And just to kind of look at comparison, South Carolina, #1 team in the country, down 8 points at halftime to Georgia. They're 11-17, and all of a sudden South Carolina comes back with the depth and beats, wins by 11. It shows, and for this team to have that amount of the lack of depth to put on a great game against a team in North Georgia who's probably going to make the national tournament in some capacity, as it maybe at large. I mean, kudos to him, man. Just kudos, absolutely,
no doubt.
To Coach Versup, man. And
Coach Bree Grogan as well, doing some great work alongside her.
If you haven't yet, go onto our Instagram page and look at the celebration in the locker room.
I synced it.
Yes.
Did you already pull it?
No, but I saw it. But I should pull it because it was fun.
Yeah.
I'm working on it.
Sharon came back into the conference room into our VIP suite afterwards, and I was like, "Huh?" And she's like, "Yeah, I got a bath."
She got soaked.
But she was loving every second. There we go.
Oh wait,
Yes.
here. Let me start it over. How do I start it over? I guess I can't, but I can unmute it. Here we go. This is
Yes.
Yeah,
I love the sneak attack.
Yeah,
I love the sneak attack nature of it.
Brady sent that to me last night, and because he shared it on his story, and I was like, "Ooh, send me that. Let me get that."
Yeah.
I mean, and it's an upset. It really is. It's a great upset.
Oh, it was a massive upset.
Yeah.
It was a massive upset, and I kept saying throughout the game to Red, I was like, the longer you hang around, especially at home when you're trying to pull off an upset, I mean, you just got to get to the next media timeout. Just stay in it, stay in it, stay in it. And the longer you're in it, the stronger you get. Your powers grow and they get more nervous. And they looked rattled in the final minutes. I mean, they were just rattled. They couldn't believe that they hadn't come back and take the lead yet. And that's a credit to USCB because they made some runs at them, but the Sand Sharks had an answer every time and stood up and got the job done. You just kept waiting for it to peter out, like, because they were going to run out of steam and they weren't going to be able to guard the bigs anymore. People were fouling out, but man, they dug deep and got it done. I texted Coach Versa the other night and said, I'm just so proud to be associated with your program, to see what you guys have done this year with what you had and the hand you've been dealt.
It's already a successful first season. I mean, no matter what happens the last few weeks, to see the improvement, to see the strides. I mean, that's just an incredible statistic. To talk about those margins of victory, that first game against North Georgia, and then coming back just a few weeks later, you can't make that stuff up. That's just incredible. I mean, kudos to Coach Versa and that entire team, because I mean, when you go from 103-38 to a 66-59 win, I mean, just storybook stuff. And it's one of those moments that is going to really define not just this first season, but the program in general, to see how it can get off the mat, improve, and get to the level they're now. And there's still a lot of track left. Only 4 more games, but that's still some opportunities, especially if you get the next 2. USC Aiken and the big one. If you win that one, the big one will be the home finale against Flagler.
Yep. Yeah. Might have a shot to get into the top 8. Be fun.
Yeah.
Let's check out the dudes. Because it was a tough loss, but it was a hell of a game.
Oh my God! And was
what an effort! What an effort by that squad! Tremendous.
The first half was choppy, but I was blown away by how well USCB played against a really, really strong team.
Yeah.
Really strong team. The champion dude is unreal. And here's the bad thing: Marcus was in foul trouble all game. He got 2 in the first half, so they had to sit him. He only played like 8 minutes or something in the first half. And then every time he came back in the game, he'd get whistled for a cheap one, it felt like. They were all like kind of borderline. Karan, though, he had some highlights. And so, I think if Marcus had been able to be in the game the whole game, it's a totally different game, because it was tough. They just don't have anybody else who can really match up with either Champion or Bastianoni, who's an absolute beast.
Yeah. Spot on, Sand Sharks. Yeah. I don't know. Is it lagging for you guys? I might be on that.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Okay. I think it's your hotel Wi-Fi. Here we go. Yeah. Karan. Oh, yeah. Karan had some wicked slams.
Yeah. That was it was a highlight reel for Karan from go.
He did not call glass. Oh,
that was epic.
Yeah,
Kenny got it going, man. Kenny got it going for a minute there.
His career high.
He got in his zone.
16 points.
He got in his zone for a little bit. It was fun to watch.
Yeah. And I mean, that was an emotional game throughout. That was it was going to
Intense.
be it was tense from the go. And there was just the amount of chippiness from both teams. There were
Woo.
um
Champion's a talker.
Yeah.
He got the game to back it up, but he's a talker.
I mean, he got teed up, there in the first half. And then there were the offsetting technical fouls, and then one more on the bench for North Georgia. But man, it was a chippy game from the start. I think both the men and women's team came in there thinking that it was going to be a cakewalk.
Yeah.
Nope.
And it's not, man. I'm telling you.
It's hard to play at the Cove. It is. I mean, home court advantage. There's
Another thing I'll say about the Cove. The Cove makes opposing coaches go insane. Either that or all the coaches in the Peach Belt are insane. I can only assume that they don't act like that all the time.
I have the view
But-
from the scores table, and
They lose their mind in the Cove.
It can get heated.
I can name
Yeah.
several who have just lost their minds in Cove this year.
Yeah. The emotions are really big, and that's something that we talked about, post game. It was, it's a hard fought victory, and then it's just coming back. Like they won the game. Congratulations. I just kind of wish that it would have been take the win and go.
Yeah, it is what it is.
But it was.
It is what it is. Emotions run high. We all, I'm sure the Sand Sharks would have had some things to say if they'd wanted to, but that's how it is. Or at least the fans. The fans were into it now. The fans they had something to say.
That's the part that was kind of the disappointing part of it. I think it was, you won the game, just go to the locker room, go shower, get out of there. And then it was the taunting afterwards that kind of really that made people. I mean,
it went a little over. It went a little over the top. But we talk back and forth. The people are talking both ways. It's all good.
22-year-old young men. Man.
Yeah.
Emotional moments when you're fighting hard for 40 minutes in a game where you thought would be easy and found a way to pull it out 40 plus because it went into overtime. It was.
That's the other thing about the Cove. Overtime.
Yeah.
Fourth overtime.
I'm gonna have to up my broadcasting rates next year to account for overtime.
Let's hope that we don't see that many overtime games next year.
It's been a scourge. No, I enjoy it though. It's fun. I love the overtime games. It's become a running joke. Like we never say how much time is left in the game. We always say in regulation at this point. Overtime's almost a given.
Yeah. It's just coming down to the wire. It's a fun atmosphere. And I think to look at same way with the women's team. If we're this close right now with 90% freshmen, golly, imagine
and not only that, but let's not forget that Shuri, they lost Shuri midseason. He was shooting the lights out. Dylan Lewis is an underrated loss. I mean, we haven't talked that much about it, since the initial injury, but he was the glue, man, on offense especially. He was the one who would pull the reins at times when they needed him to. And he controlled the pace and the tempo, and he was so smart with the ball, and 6'5" guard, could guard anybody on the perimeter at the other end. So that was a huge underrated loss. He didn't score a lot, but he contributed so much in other ways. And so I think that's one thing that we've kind of glossed over the last couple of weeks is how much of a loss that really was. And by losing those two guys plus Bowen, there's a few guys. Hudson was in the mix early. Like you can't really do the 5-for-5 thing anymore. You gotta kind of, and so it's just kind of thrown everything a little bit off kilter. And they haven't been able to kind of stay in the flow as much. They have spurts, but then they have to sub, and they can't ride the hot hands quite as much. Yeah. So it's been a little different. But yeah, I mean, gosh.
Well, at the same time, they almost knocked off the top team in the conference. So right there,
Right?
no-
Yeah.
so,
Yeah, the number one
Yeah.
team in the or number 2 team.
right there.
And you've got guys, because of those losses, you've got guys playing more minutes now. Paladugu has taken a big step up in his growth. Bullock has been able to really be on the ball more and score more, and guys are getting more minutes. So it always goes both ways. There's positives to it because you're developing for the future. But yeah, I mean, when you start to think about 2 or 3 years down the road, when these guys are juniors and seniors, and you've got a couple of years of transfer portal and recruiting added to the mix, it's like, holy cow!
This is your transition period. I mean, once you get into the point where you'll be able to be eligible for postseason play, it could be a lot of fun down the road. And so this is just the start of something bigger here in the Low Country, and I'm just really excited to see where it goes from here. But I couldn't think up much better of a start for both these programs in this first season, and starting to get kind of sad that we only have one home game left.
I know. I was getting sad about that yesterday. I was like, only one? Man. It's a bummer. But
okay.
Baseball and softball are here. Baseball and softball are here. There's your transition.
Yep.
There you go. So let's talk baseball. Couple tough weekends here for baseball. The last 2 weekends, but they're playing really stiff competition.
Yeah, really stiff.
Number 2 team, North Greenville, and that's not number 2 team. They're the number 2 team.
That's number team in D2. Yeah,
not in the Southeast. In
the entire D2.
Yeah,
they won a national championship either a couple years ago, right?
Or maybe even last year. Back, they won a national championship. I think it was 21 or 22.
I've lost all track. Yeah, 22. That's when they won it. I've lost all track of years since 2020. It's all before 2020 or after 2020.
It flows together now.
But yeah, I mean, they hung in that first game. The first game, JP pitched really well up until about, he hit his wall in about the 6th inning, and then that's right, Darnell. All right.
National win a natty in 3 years.
But
let's go.
And took some lumps there in the next 2 games. But they were there in the second game for a little while.
The second game against North Greenville, they lost 8-7.
Yeah.
And then second game against St. Leo was 9-8. So they've been really scrapping in game 2.
Yeah, game 2 is their spot right now. But I mean, St. Leo was number 21 in the country. So those are tough games. And Sunday's or yesterday's game got rained out. They played a doubleheader on Friday to kind of try to beat the weather. They did everything they could to, but yesterday's game just got rained out. And then we just got final word from softball. But yeah. So we'll talk that in just a second. But I mean, I'm still looking forward to, they had the baseball.
Yeah, no, this doesn't change what I think about the baseball team at all.
Not at all.
I expect a lot more improvement back home. Middle Georgia State coming up on Tuesday afternoon.
You have a question for you, Brackin. Any update on softball and baseball facilities?
Mama Reynolds. No comment. No comment.
It's above his pay grade, Mr. Reynolds.
It's way above my pay grade. It's in the works. The only thing that I know is that they've got more concrete plans than there have been recently. So we're still working on it. So, but we're hoping. We've been hoping for on-field campus or on-campus field for since JJ
since the inception. Strategic plan. I'm sure it was. Things happen in higher education. I know there's construction going on back behind the gym. I don't know, or the starting process of it.
that's the construction going on in the gym right now it's for the gym locker room.
The expansion.
That's the expansion to the Cove. That's coming. That was part of the deal about us being accepted into the NCAA.
Right.
So it's we're hoping that we can get an arena 5-6 years down the road, but
right.
Everything now is like the rec center right now is our home. We're not, it's not a temporary.
So the priority is first to retrofit the rec center to have the appropriate locker room spaces and all that stuff, expand that and get baseball, softball on campus, and then arena would come after that. That was
the plan for
strategic plan. Yeah.
That's the strategic plan. Right. So we're hoping that everything just continues to grow and get there. That's where we're at right now. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how baseball does against Middle Georgia on Tuesday.
That's a team that's also on its way to the Peach Belt Conference, or they're transitioning from NAIA.
Yes, they have been accepted in as the next member of the Peach Belt once they apply. They pushed it back a year, so I believe they're going to apply in 2025.
Right.
They just hired a new AD, so we'll get everything. Hopefully, they get in and we start another Peach Belt rivalry. That's played Middle Georgia in a lot of things. So, but let's transition and we'll close with softball. Man, they have been on fire here. The offense have stayed hot. They split the 4 games. We just got the final 8-4 final with Mount Olive in game 2. I'll have to go back and look at the stats, but I haven't looked at them all yet. But I mean,
still sitting at 9-3 now.
Yeah,
9-3. Before they head out to North Georgia, defending national champions this weekend. So
when's North Georgia going D1? That's what I'd like to know, because they got D1 facilities and they look like, as far as when you call them Georgia's military college, they look every bit as funded and competitive as the Citadel to me. They look like a budding D1.
You would think so, man. I just got a message from our student worker who asked if we were working, or if I was filming, or if we were doing this in the hotel. Yes, we are doing this. I am in the hotel.
But yeah, softball sitting at 9-3. Going to North Georgia. I got it.
Yeah, sorry. Thanks for that. My brain just lost it for a second. Yeah, so I think North Georgia, they're 9 times as large as USCB in terms of enrollment. They have over 18,000 students. So that was just, it's unreal. And I believe
a big school.
Yeah. And so I mean it's hard to compete with that number. But
we gotta get more students to USCB. Check out these softball stats, though. These girls this is before the last game against Mount Olive. Everything else should be here. But they are tearing it up, hitting 402 as a team.
Ooh.
Good night.
Yeah. Jaden Goodwin,
Mariah Stevens hit another one today, right? Didn't she hit her 5th today?
Did she?
I thought I saw Mariah hit one. I thought I saw she hit one against Mount Olive to pull them back into the game.
Oh, maybe she did. I didn't see that part yet. Service down here in Gainesville has not been great.
I saw it. That's fact. Because my guy Coach Rose from Bluffton, he's now retired, but Alyssa's dad, he tweeted at me and said they were clawing back 3-run bomb by Mariah Stevens to get within 4-3 in the 4th.
Okay,
that was earlier in the game. So she's got 5 bombs now.
Yeah. And how about this? They're also been really patient and disciplined at the plate. 42 walks to 39 strikeouts. I mean, that's more walks than strikeouts. Outstanding.
Yeah. And our outstanding 1800 or 1801.
OPS.
Yeah.
Aiden.
1601. Yeah, 1601.
1601. Okay.
Nonetheless, that's a
nonetheless. I mean, but you have 4 batters with an over 1,000 OPS. Actually, no, more than that. That's you have 7.
7 in your start and your qualified starters are 9 out there over 1, and I mean that's
crazy.
That's
fun to see, man. I'm ready for them to get back home.
Yeah,
especially when the weather gets warmer. I'm looking forward to.
It's gonna be a fun March.
I'll be coaching rec softball and trying to get a travel softball team going. So I'm gonna have to get some of the girls out to check out the Sand Sharks and see what it's all about.
Yeah, if you're
high level softball
and you're a high school player, or you're young woman playing the game, or excited about the game, come out to Hardyville. This team is so much fun to watch, and not only we've talked about the hitting, but Sierra Kinlaw doing work in the circle. She's been excellent through that no-hitter. I think Cassie Brundage and Abigail Ramirez also putting in some good work. So it's a thin pitching staff, but Sierra is doing an excellent job being that workhorse and leading the way. Although Cassie Brundage has put in a good amount of innings as well. She's right there with Kinlaw as of the last time the stats were updated. With 23 innings pitched each, but Sierra with a cool 1.77 ERA leading the way as she is, backing up what she has been in the past and has taken on an even bigger level this year after that no-no. So doing some great work there.
Ramirez had a tough outing on opening weekend, but has really gotten on track since then too. So you got 3 solid arms there. That's good to know.
Yeah. And that's exactly what they needed to do. They needed to get they said Abby was just, it's just she's going to work through it. She's going to be fine. Yeah. Get out there and she's working through it. She's lowered her ERA down below 4.
313. Yeah. 313 going into today. Yeah.
Yeah. But man, it's been fun. I'm looking forward to seeing them coming back to Shark Park in a couple weeks. I mean, they won't be back till March, but I mean, we're almost 3 weeks into the month. God, it feels like,
it's almost March.
Yes.
They just got the one trip to North Georgia.
We got a midweek game on Tuesday, and then a weekend series against Shepherd for baseball coming up. So great to have them back at home.
Yeah. Everyone's going to be baseball's back this weekend. So we'll try to get out there. We'll be able to. Baseball starts at 6 on Saturday, so we'll be able to kind of at least get the men's game going for for basketball, and then we'll dip out for head out to baseball, to baseball, and softball will be back right there in March, man. So I'm pumped. It's great to see, and it's a great team. They're fun to watch. They're fun. It's night and day compared to what we saw last year. They took some beatings last year, but the team camaraderie is there, and they've got great kids coming in. We're keeping it in the family. As Addie's sister will be joining the team next year, so the Reynolds sister will get to play a year together. Addie will be.
Let's get them on campus. Let's get them on campus.
That's what we need.
Not that that's your job, but let's get them on campus. The Sand Shark community has to rally together and lobby for funding and solicit funding and go out and raise funds and make it happen. So
it's going to
get done. It's going to get done.
Once we're there, it's going to be phenomenal.
Yep, that's right.
It'll be great.
Let's get there. We're getting there, baby. One step at a time. Well, good stuff, guys. We almost did an hour of Sand Sharks. Good stuff.
Yeah, a lot to talk about. Yep. So hopefully we get some good results from track and field this tomorrow. Women's golf, the Battle of Hilton Head tomorrow.
Yes.
starts that round, and we're full swing, man. Crossover season's coming to a close.
Yeah.
At least from winter to spring, and just want to thank you guys again for being here with us the whole time, man. We're killing it, and
Always fun.
It's a great ride right now. Sand Shark Nation is alive and well and only getting stronger.
I missed Finnegan yesterday, though.
Yeah, Finnegan had to take a little break. He went back to the ocean for the weekend. He had to go.
Nice dance party the other day. Had to recover from that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Had to recover from his Valentine's Day party.
His Valentine's Day party was a little bit hectic. I heard him talking to Blooper. He's trying to become friends with Blooper, so he's working on it. So
cool. All right,
guys. We will. I'm sure we will be in touch throughout the week, and we will see you guys next Sunday for another episode of Sand Shark Rewind. Go ahead, JJ. Close us out.
All right. Until next time, for Brackin Lambert, Wes Kerr, I'm Justin Jarrett. Keep those fins up.